Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma, and today we are going to be going through forward options, some of the best forward options for in terms of FPL, obviously. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like, and make sure you hit that bell near the subscribe button so you don't miss when I post content. And if you haven't watched the goalkeepers, defenders, and the midfielders one, the links are also going to be down in the description. So make sure you also go check those out. So without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So before we get into the actual video, I'm going to be creating some leagues for FPL. We're going to be having the Classic League and the Head-to-Head League. So make sure you join up and compete with the community as well. And I'm going to be giving the top player at the end of the season a jersey of their own choice. And I'm also going to be doing weekly shoutouts for the number one for each game week and the top number of points as well. So make sure you go involved for that, and that's the notification to also go and check out my socials. They'll also be down in the description. So without wasting any much time now, let's get into the video for real, for real. So if you watched the past videos, you know the drill. If you're new, let me just explain it. But make sure you go watch the other videos as well. They're also very, very good. So they have the expensive options, the mid-tier options, and the cheap options as divided into those categories. So I'm going to start off with the expensive options. And first, we're going to start off with Ollie Watkins. He had a very good season last season. Also had a good Euros, popping up off the bench and scoring a vital goal. None of the fixtures, I think it was against, I don't remember who it was against, but it was in the semi final. He had a very good game in that semi final. So he also managed to get top assists last season, which was surprising. But alongside that, he also scored a lot of goals. That's why I've gone for him. And Aston Villa want to go for the top four again. I think they need Ollie Watkins to be at his A game, and I'm sure he's going to be at his A game after the confidence boost for the Euros, and I'm sure he's going to be able to perform. Then you have Haaland, of course, at 15 million, the most expensive FPL player ever in FPL. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I think I'm correct. 15 million. So I think Haaland, self-explanatory. He was a top scorer 2 seasons in a row. Man City just play exceptional, which allows him to score a lot of goals, score a lot of hat tricks. Actually, scored another hat trick just last week against Chelsea in the friendly fixture, which is going to be the first fixture. So that's the cue to have Haaland in your team. Although they say don't take anything from preseason, I think at this instant you can be able to take everything from preseason because Chelsea looked awful in that fixture. That's why I'm going for Haaland there. I thought Haaland is going to be able to perform, score a lot of hat tricks, and yeah, we just know what Haaland is going to do. I'm sure he's going to steamroll the league again and be the top scorer again. Then you have Isaac finishing off the expensive options. He had a good season last season. Of course, there's a slight concern of or if Wilson is fit, is this all going to start ahead of Isaac? But last season, as you saw, they played I think a 4-4-2, and both Wilson and Isaac had a very good game in those fixtures where Wilson was playing. Wilson is injured a lot as well, so I think it's fairly to say that Isaac is going to have that position nailed on, and they have very good fixtures in their first five. I think one of the best in the league, and I'm sure that is going to be able to perform as well. But the expensive options, now let's look at the mid-tier options. So now we can look at the mid-tier options. I must mention that when I was making the forwards tier list for in terms of prices, it was very difficult to find the mid-tier options for the forwards, also the cheap options, because the expensive options speak for themselves. So the mid-tier cheap options were very hard. So let me stop waffling. Let's go into it. We have Solanke there at 7.5 million. Not the best five fixtures, I must say, for Bournemouth, but last season they looked really good, and so did the likes of Solanke looked really good as well. I'm sure there's slight rumors that Spurs are looking into him. If Spurs manage to get Solanke, maybe it might switch heads from Isaac to Solanke for save that 1 million in there. But I think for now, that's not been confirmed, I think Solanke is a very good option. But maybe after the first 5 game weeks, those first 5 game weeks are very tough game weeks for Bournemouth. Then we have Chris Wood in there, as we also last season, towards the end of the season, Chris Wood looked really good. Nottingham Forest have also looked very good in pre-season, but of course they say I don't go with pre-season results, but they looked really good in pre-season, and so has Chris Wood looked good in pre-season. The only slight concern I have with Nottingham Forest in terms of their forward position is they have so many forwards. They have Emmanuel Dennis, they have Awoni in there, and they have another Japanese guy who was out on loan, who's also back in the team. Was it South Korean? One of those, he's back in the team as well. So it's very difficult to gauge who's going to be able to start. But I think Chris Wood is going to be the most nailed on of all them because he's played not every single minute, but he started every single game in preseason. And I'm sure he's going to be able to perform as well this season. And those fixtures look very, very good for Nottingham Forest in their first 5 games. Then finishing off the mid-tier options is going to be Nicholas Jackson. Unpopular opinion again. He looked really good last season. He managed to reach double digits. I know one of the games was a Fugazi game against Spurs where it was a hat trick, not really a hat trick. But never at the end of the day it was still a hat trick. That's why I've gone for him in there. And I hope that he's going to be able to perform as well. So I hope he's going to be able to perform. I'm sure he's going to be able to perform. Chelsea, I think, are going to have a good season this season. But it all depends with the left wingers and the right wingers who are going to be starting because they're a little bit spooky. I don't know who's going to be giving him service, but I think Palmer is going to do that job, and I'm sure Jackson is going to score a lot of goals. Those are mid-tier options. Now to look at the cheap options. So next, we're going to look at the cheap options, but I apologize for the background noise. I stay in a very noisy area. A lot of cars are passing by. I apologize for the background noise. I try my best to make sure the noise is not captured. So for this, we're going to cheap options, which is 5.5 million. The 5 million and the 4.5 million forwards are not really good. I don't think any of them are starters. Maybe apart from Stewart at Southampton, because Che Adams has left the club, so maybe he's going to have a little bit, going to have some game time in there. But I still think Armstrong is going to play the most numbers. So we're going for the 5.5 million forwards I think are going to be playing. We have Vardy in there. Last time he was in the Premier League, he had a very good season, apart from the injuries. But I think at the moment it's going to be very good. But rumors are Leicester looking to sign another forward. I think Duran from Aston Villa or is it West Ham. So it's very interesting to see how that's going to go. But for now, it's not yet confirmed. We're going to be having Vardy in there. Not the best fixtures, but I think for 5.5 million, and you know what Vardy can do in the Premier League. He's just a bona fide bagsman. I think he's going to be able to perform. Then you have Raul Jimenez, of course. Yeah, that terrible injury. He hasn't looked the same ever since that injury. But last season he had a very good season. I know he didn't score a lot of goals, didn't start a lot of matches. But I think at 5.5 million, he's going to be playing up top with Muniz. I think they're going to play in a 4-4-2, something like that with Muniz and Jimenez in the team. So I'm sure he's going to be able to perform and he's going to be able to go back to his best, which was at this time during Wolves. He played very, very well. And he's going to go back to that. Then finishing off the cheap options are going to be having Joao Pedro. Not the best start to fixtures and not the best start of the season with those fixtures. United, Arsenal, and last season they looked really good. Joao Pedro was injured a lot, but when he played, he scored a lot of goals. He's also on penalties for Brighton, and I think he's going to be a very decent option. And that's why I've gone for him in there as well. And I hope he's going to be able to perform. So that is the forward list. That's the expensive mid tier, the cheap options forwards I've gone for that you should watch out for and maybe bring them into your team. But of course, let me know in the comments who I've missed out and you think is going to have a good season as well. With that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. And if you managed to reach this far, don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe as well. And with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.